Diverse students. I've demonstrated my commitment to the advancement of students from diverse backgrounds by choosing to work at institutions who value that mission. Whether teaching at a community college or at a university, teaching undergraduate or graduate students, I've never had a homogeneous class, or as an administrator, a homogeneous unit. Generally, I try to support diverse students and colleagues by providing a variety of options and working with individuals. Recently, especially the past 2 years, my teaching, administration, and scholarship has been informed by Inouye's recent books on socially just labor-based grading contracts. You can find them both at the WAC Clearinghouse, and Jay Dolmage's Academic Ableism, along with CAST's website on universal design for learning. I've been working closely with Katrina Mitchum on designing, testing, incorporating into the writing program's pre-designed online courses, PDCs, and writing about labor-based grading contracts in online courses. Based on the assessment research of the online program a year and a half ago, our intellectual nuancing of labor-based assessment has been dealing with the student's time management and experience of time, which we think has a serious implications about class, and which led us to reading Barbara Adams' sociological work on time. Just before spring break, a discussion I had with Kristen Hoggett-Abater sent us down a path of reading and thinking about crypt time. However, I'd already decided to take Hunt's development for the academic leader with me to read over spring break, and have not had a chance to return to reading and thinking about crypt time. I think the most pressing issue of Hispanic Latinx peoples, along with the majority of other minority groups in higher education, is the complexity of serving and supporting their intersectional needs. Our classrooms or academic units are like duck ponds. You might be able to tell the difference between some of the ducks and maybe some of those ugly duckling swans, but you're unable to see under the water. Who's just floating? Who's madly paddling? Who's injured? Who's being pulled under by the creature from the Black Lagoon? I've spent all but 4 of my years working in higher education in Arizona. I'm very aware of our higher numbers of Hispanic, Latinx, and Indigenous students. It's my 20 years as an online educator and 9 years at a community college that makes me especially aware of how class is a strong intersecting element to consider. While working with Deb Bose, the guest speakers he brings in every spring, and a number of our faculty and GTAs, I've also become much more interested in neurodiversity as another intersectional consideration. Although I wish the UDL framework provided some more clearly articulated suggestions, I appreciate its emphasis on providing alternative options and pathways for teaching, learning, and assessment. A benefit of being an experienced teacher and administrator, as well as working with a number of experienced colleagues, is the access to a repository of ideas and options to implement. Ideally, you proactively design teaching, learning, and administrative activities with multiple methods of participation. However, the mistake is to assume you know what people need. Working with individuals is always the correct answer to working in diverse environments.